This week, I get stuck in a ditch, Chloe gets stuck in an industrial estate, and David hopes to God that a 10-ton bridge can take a 40-ton truck. So let's strap down, strap in, and do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I am joined, as always, by my good friends, my co-hosts, and firstly, David. Hello, David, the man who has already shouted at me once today about the positioning of my microphone, and I am nervous that I feel like there's potential you might get a flight to England just to kick the shit out of me.
Well, just for swearing right now, because I have to bleep that. Okay, maybe I will. And I'm sure I'm sure everyone's listening to the sound absolutely perfectly right now because I have edited it I have fixed the audio. So they're not understanding what's going on. Tom always sounds great. Yes, he sounds great because I know how to use the software.
Yeah, it's been said by many people. And of course, Chloe, a lady who has stated this evening that if she coughs too much, she might wet herself. That is...
I didn't think you heard that. You didn't acknowledge it.
I didn't acknowledge it because I wanted to bring it up. The second I heard it, I was like, yep, that's going in the podcast. You ain't getting away with this shit. And we also do have... As a special guest, we do have Chloe's kid in the background, who you might see his leg or arm in her video. We're going to go and try and he's hiding, right? We'll try and keep him hidden throughout as best we can.
Yeah, he's not there. That's just... don't know where
you're at. We do have our guest this week. Hello, Darren. How are you doing, sir? Are you okay?
Fine. Thank you. You? I'm good. Yeah, you.
It only occurred to me this evening. It has been a while since we had you on last.
It has.
When was the last one we had you on?
It was you and Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was well into last year. So
it was.
Well, a returning superstar. Hello, welcome back. So we have a new thing now when we're introducing people. So we'd like to know a little bit about you. And this is a safe space. We want you to tell us about how you got into the industry.
Okay, right. Here we go then. You ready for this, Tom?
Yeah.
I'm ready too.
I'm scared.
My name's Darren. I'm 47, and I am a truck driver.
Hello, Darren.
Oh, wow.
Hello. Welcome to the group. It's a safe space here.
So how did I get into truck driving? Well, my dad was always a truck driver. He left the army, and it was in Royal Corps Transport, and he left the army and went truck driving. Did that all his life. I first of all started off on buses. Went to coaches. I won't tell you the whole gory story as to why I decided that enough was enough. And then I went for my Class 2, learnt how to drive a Class 2 vehicle in 2 days. Did that for 2 years, and then I passed my Class 1 in, I say 1 day. I had 1 day's lesson, then a couple of hours in the next morning, then passed my test. So it was just a progression, really. It was more kind of the way it went, there was nothing more to it than that.
Nice.
And...
by the way, I'd just like to point out, I've just learned that Daz likes tooting his own trumpet because we were on a show earlier and he'd already tooted his trumpet about that. So I know all about that one. Can't wait to tell everyone.
It's funny how with everyone that since we started doing this one here, it does seem. There's two types of people we get on this podcast as far as truck drivers. People who are wanting to try and get away from something, and people whose dad was in trucking. And when I say get away, it's either getting away from debt and they want money, or they're getting away from family. David.
Or in your case, also buses. Getting away from buses.
It's is the HGV industry just a big escape? Is that all it is?
I think
We're
it
just
might be.
all desperately
Yeah.
trying to escape something.
More than likely. More
Oh,
than
no.
likely.
Well,
I mean, you
welcome
don't
to
need
the
a brain
podcast,
for
people.
it, do you?
I hope the escape's going well for you.
Where do you truck drive? Is it strictly in the UK, or do you go in Europe, mainland, or what?
I only go around the UK, anywhere in the UK.
And is it your typical trailer? You know, your
Yeah,
13.6
general haulage. I do.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
general haulage. So
side curtain.
yeah.
Isn't that basically 90% of all the trailers are side curtains?
Pretty much?
Do you call it a side curtain out there, or are you?
I don't know what.
Yeah,
I thought
We call it-
I thought.
No, curtain cider is what we call it.
Curtain
I'm sorry. I
for a second.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know what they
was the
call it.
American term for it.
I just got the words mixed
learning
up.
something.
Yeah, what is the
No, I
American
thought I was
term,
learning
then?
Curtain
something
cider.
here. You could have
Yeah.
lied to me and told me, and I
So
would
you're
have
curtain
believed you.
cider, right?
Okay.
I thought it was
Cool.
like special in
Do you ever see any
American.
curtain siders out in America?
Yeah, you do.
There's quite a lot.
Is it really?
Mm.
Yeah.
I never
I've
see
never
them.
seen them in.
They're normally like
don't-
solid.
Again. So okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I was watching. Do you guys ever seen the Transporter?
Mhm.
Possibly.
Amazing film.
Jason
I've rewatched
Statham?
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Statham.
doing a terrible American accent.
Oh,
like
bad.
truly, it is disgraceful, and for no reason. He could have been English. It's all set in France. Why is he not English? Why? What is the point? I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's
but-
normally the American doing a terrible English accent, so it probably evens it out a little bit.
Yeah, but fair enough. Yeah, it's fair
Yeah.
enough. But anyways, at the end of it, there is this chase scene with these two hideous Renault Magnums. Oh god, that is such an ugly thing. And so I'm watching this thing. And so these two Magnums, they've got skelly trailers, and they've got two massive containers on there. So like I don't know if they're 45 footers, but they're fair size ones.
Right.
Anyways, so they're climbing. This one scene, he climbs under the trailer, and then starts climbing up this ladder, which is inbuilt into the container, or it's been welded onto the side of the container. Why? Why?
Just for the shot.
Why is that there? And then on the top of it, it has a railing. There's a railing around it. Well, that's not going to work, is it? How are you supposed to put another container on this? That's not going to work. Towards the end of it, the bad guy climbs up the side of the Renault Magnum and puts a gun to his head and surprises him. Have you ever tried to climb up one of them things? They sway like this. It wouldn't have been sat there and the gun just comes through. It'd be backwards and forwards. He's climbing up the side of this truck. That would not have happened. There would have been no surprise there.
What you're doing is what other professions do. So, for example, if you're a hairdresser, right, and so
yes,
you walk down the road and you'll go, "Oh God, that perm needs combing out." or like if you spray cars for a living, you're like, "Oh, look at all that."
I think
horses. If you see something, you're like, no, that would never happen. This is not real.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think it's more like in TVs again. Certain
they're
professions
trying to fake
will be watching these things.
Yeah.
And someone who's a professional. Should we do something, David, where we sit and actually watch movie clips and as professional?
Oh, absolutely.
drivers
No, I have a
point it
list.
out?
I got one where Martin Lawrence. He's in the back of a trailer. I can't remember where he is like a criminal, and he stashed some diamonds somewhere, but ended up being in a police building. But he's in the back of a trailer, and he kicks the trailer open from the inside. I'm like, nope, that wouldn't have opened.
Nope, that's not happening.
No, that is and as a
not
truck
how things
driver,
work.
it always pisses me off how a regular person can get into a truck and start shifting perfectly. Nope. No, and especially in America.
Terminology as well annoys me. Like, did you ever watch the catching the killer thing where they caught the what's his name, the guy with that brought the immigrants over and they
is it Mo? No, is it
Mo?
No,
in the Scania, it was Mo.
Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, funny enough, I know. Will be
I'll say, 'cause they can
listening,
get out.
and I know Will will be listening, and this is quite comical actually because I said, "Will, I'm down your way tonight. I need somewhere to park. I'm just getting loaded. I'm running out of time."
No. Do we have to watch out for this joke?
He said, "Yeah, just go down this road. Put this postcode in. Go down that road, and you can park up anywhere down there." Well, great, no problem. So I've gone down there and I've spun round and I've parked up and I've done it with like 5 minutes spare. And I'm like, one of those times when you just go, my God, that was close, and you park up.
Yeah.
And
not too well.
He sent me a message. He said, "You know where you were parked?" And I said, "No, not a clue." He said, "Well, that's where they found the lorry with the immigrants in the back." And I went,
"Oh my God."
So I cross-referenced. This is the best bit.
You're in the same position, aren't you?
I was in exactly the same position that he was parked in, and I'm like, "Oh my God, no!"
Did you feel the dream when he threw his thing down?
Yeah, literally. Right, I was in exactly the same spot. I think I worked it out that there was probably about 2 feet difference. I was probably back about 2 feet, but it was just like, oh my God, really?
No, I should explain because I know we do have some international listeners who are probably going, "What are we talking about, right? Like, what is happening right now?" Essentially, what's going on is there was this. I'm trying to think how to explain it. Basically, these group of guys were shipping in illegal immigrants. And they put them back in the back of what you would call a reefer. And obviously, as you're aware, they're airtight. And I think
Basically.
had they done a trailer swap, or had they just picked up the unit?
It from the dock.
This guy parked up where we're talking about, where he was, and on the CCTV. Hey, at least you know the CCTV there.
Yeah, true.
That's nice. Yeah, that's good at least. Yeah,
how about a bonus?
I also got a ticket for parking there, but
No.
Out of curiosity, how much was that ticket?
30 quid. It's 30 quid,
God.
but I said to the guy, I said, "Well, I'd either pay 45 quid in the services or 30 quid."
In that area. That's actually quite cheap. It's worth going there.
I got a $420 parking ticket for parking overnight on an off ramp.
Wow.
That
On an
pissed me off.
off-ramp? Oh, yeah,
royally.
fair enough.
Well, no, everybody.
That's
That's the thing. Everybody parks at off ramps. If you drive after 9 o'clock at nighttime, you're
Really?
seeing all the off ramps are just full with trucks. Yeah, because there's just not enough
right.
space.
Yeah.
You hadn't finished. You hadn't finished explaining. Sorry, go on.
No, we've gone off on another tangent. It was a tangent within a tangent within a tangent.
We're lost.
We're like-
We haven't even started yet.
Tangents in at this point. It's not great. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was about to start doing comments, but we've gone down this rabbit hole now we're in. So basically, this guy gets out and checks the trailer, and he's like, "Yeah, everyone was dead in there." And so he makes a phone call to the guy, the ringleader of it. And I have not watched the documentary, so I can't tell you exactly what's happened. But basically, he's then had to call the police. Police have turned up and been like, "Yeah, they're all dead. Everyone's dead in the back of this trailer here," and they've all been sentenced. All got sent down. And basically, for this like massive, like what would you call it?
It was like 47
Trafficking ring?
people, wasn't there? It was like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Holy
it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge, yeah. But my thing was that going back to my point. I did this documentary on this, and they kept saying things like the trailer came round the corner. What, on its own? He got out of the trailer. What? He wasn't in the trailer. He was driving the unit. So it was kind of like they kept coming up with this, and I'm thinking these guys.
You're talking about the
ones that
terminology
police
that you were talking about. I understand. Okay,
Yeah,
now I get.
yeah.
Now I get. All right.
So that's where I was going with.
This is where it links up.
So basically, we've just gone right the way around.
Have we taken one of the tangents up?
Good for
Oh my
you.
God,
I'm like,
you know what?
most of us don't ever get
Well
get that chance to do that.
Tangent,
well done.
done, nailed
We're
it.
practically back on comments. We can almost
All right,
start the
Tom. What are the
fucking
comments?
Yeah.
Right, okay. 1 second. I need to bring my phone up.
I thought you were ready for this.
No, we were like 4 tangents in. Right, okay. So what we've got? We've got Blackhawk Blackhawk SO. I feel like whenever the producer talks, you should have the image of a salmon on a screen, perhaps Photoshop's headphones onto it. Was that not an idea?
Actually,
this is
I was talking about having the salmon start talking while he was talking, because I can do that.
I think that's a good idea.
I think
because
I like that idea,
by the time people actually see this, they've already seen the last week's episode, and that's where Pete, his video footage stopped. So I had to implement a nutcracker jaw onto his onto the video.
I saw that, and I have to say, it gave me nightmares. It was like watching Chucky. It was like watching Chucky.
I don't know. It's Pete. It can give you nightmares at the best of times. Sorry, Pete. We love you. Please come back on.
Oh, that was amazing.
Holden Man. Thanks, guys, for a cracking podcast. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. I hate you a little bit for that comment. That is. Do you know who that is?
Quite a good one.
No, it's not. It's.
Come on.
I'm trying to think what his name is now. Oh, come on. The guy I don't like. No, the guy I don't like. Let's just move on from that one now, because I can't remember.
We're proper good at telling me. Come on, Kez. Him.
Ah, no. What's his name?
Oh, sorry. The famous dude. Bruce.
Keith Lemon.
That's
Lemon.
it. Thank you.
That's it, yeah.
Keith Lemon.
Thank you for the help there.
I thought you were saying you don't like Holden Man. I was like, that's a bit rude.
Now, obviously, on the episode that we're talking about, this one with Chris, and where we were talking about a variety of things, and Tanker Dave. Now, I think Tanker Dave, he probably tries to tanker. It's just a guess, but I think he tries.
It's a long shot, but you might be right.
It's a stab in the dark.
Either that or it was a typo.
Hey, well played, sir. Sorry, Dave. He said, you already have a driver shortage, and Chris wants to unalive some tanker drivers. Welcome back, Chris.
We just accept it.
What? Genuinely, that podcast got out of hand. That got really badly out of hand.
It was good fun.
It was a lot of fun, but it got really out of... and Timo says, cannot stand Jeremy Vine. Don't know why, but I get generally enraged when I get in a car with him on. Oh, right, okay,
He's the dude on the radio, isn't he?
Is it Jeremy?
Yeah.
Is he BBC Two?
Yeah,
something
BBC
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen to Radio 2, if I'm honest with you. I just listen to podcasts all day.
Yeah, podcasts.
In fact, that's what you should be listening to all day. In fact, that's your issue.
Back.
Stop listening to Radio 2. Just listen to podcasts. Listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Or if you want to, is your radio station online?
Yeah.
There you go. Plug it quickly. Come on, plug.
Bad Radio. Just ask your voice in the corner to launch Bad Radio UK.
There you go.
There you go.
See,
awesome.
Hey,
badradio.co.uk.
Perfect.
Yeah, just.
Well done.
You've plugged
So was that too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Sorry. Fuck it. So much to bleep out this week.
Some anger issues again. Jeez.
Right, okay. Obviously, make sure that you give us a like on all of the platforms. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
What else is there? And if you want to go and buy some merchandise, including the T-shirt that Chloe is not wearing, she's wearing something from Nirvana. That doesn't help us in the slightest. But like the one that I'm wearing. It's lovely.
David's headlet.
Go to go to salmonslap.com. We actually have got some new merchandise coming, which is very exciting. Actually, genuinely, I've seen some images of it today, and it is very, very exciting.
I need to see these.
Like, you've been drawing them, you dickhead.
Oh right. I've not seen it on a t-shirt.
You're the one drawing it. You've already seen it. You've been actively involved in it.
This is where she's flicking. You can just imagine her flicking through her channel, going, "Oh, I've not watched that vlog yet. Let's watch that one."
Jesus Christ, Chloe, I love you. I love you so much, but my God. Right, okay, what else is there? Yeah, so if you want some merchandise, go to salmonslap.com. And shall we get... Come on, David. Are you going to tell me otherwise? Can we get into our first topic?
Download my game, mytruckingskills.com, or whatever.
yeah, that's. Thank you. That was good. That
Chloe's
was good.
gone.
Sorry.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, don't wait yourself, Chloe. We will have to pause the podcast. It'll be a disaster for everyone. I want to talk. Right. So, I've tried to think of the actual title of this topic. Couldn't think of one. So I'm going to have to explain it in a really long-winded way. And I'm sure one of you is going to be going, yeah, you just say that. That'll be the easier way of saying it. Right. So, you know how, like, when you're going to die... God, I should have thought about this beforehand.
Wow, okay.
But, right, do you know, like, when you're going to die, there's, like, stages of death? And you're like, you go through, like,
So
grief,
you like relive your life.
denial.
Yeah.
It's like you go through grief.
So you're talking
denial.
about when someone else has died or when you're about to die?
I think both sides kind of go through it, and you have like these stages that no matter who you are,
right.
Grief,
every single person
anger,
goes
acceptance, all those ones.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Now, I think there are the same, but for truck driving. So, like, say for instance, everyone has that panic stage where they're like, I can't be a truck driver. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not able to do this. Or like they kind of finally get that acceptance stage. There's the confident stage where they kind of get really confident in what they do, and that's when they're about to really f up and do something stupid. And that's when you kind of get taken down a peg or two at that point there, and that's when you start becoming an actual driver as such.
I've got a story in a minute. Yeah, go on.
Well, my question: what do you think all the stages are that every single person goes through, and what have you got a story about one of these stages? Chloe, I'm already curious.
Yeah, but my story is going to kind of lead up to my next topic, but I can tell you it anyway if you want.
Well, yeah, well that's fine. Well, then we'll go on to your topic afterwards. But like, just wait your turn, please. I'm talking.
All right, Tom, you're going to tell us your stages, and then we'll all go through what we think.
Well, no. This is me asking you guys. I want to know. Go on, Chloe.
Well, I think when you're learning, you go through a point where you pass, you're all excited to get in, and then you start a new job, and wow, bang, it hits you in the face, all this thing you got to learn. You're suddenly driving this awesome big machinery, whatever you're doing, and it's exciting and scary at the same time. You then start learning the ropes a little bit, and then I find you start getting a little bit more confidence maybe, and you start thinking, actually, getting the hang of it. And then bang, something scary happens, you're back to square one. And then you do it all over again, and you've got to build up that confidence. And it's always happens. You literally get to a point where you think, right, I got this, I'm all good. And then straight away, bang, straight back down.
Yeah, there's always something to bring you back down to earth, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think so. There's so many of them. I was going through my pictures actually, and I probably shouldn't tell this story. I'll tell this story, and I'll tell that on the proviso that I was on private land, and this is a story of why allegedly. This is like early on. That. I was on a little lane in my truck. And if you go through my Instagram, I think you can find these pictures, but you just might not know why it happened.
Why?
So I was working for Dents, and I was driving down this little lane, and I think I was changing the music on my phone, and either way, I was looking at my phone, I wasn't looking at the road. Again, I was on private land, so legally I'm okay on this story. Allegedly.
Right. Yes.
And I might have driven off the road and then sunk the left side of the truck.
How much are we talking driven off the road here? Like in the middle of a field?
It took 2 tractors to pull me out. They got one tractor and it wasn't big enough, and it snapped the chain, so they had to go and get a bigger. I don't know. I was trying to find there was a song I really wanted to play. That's why I use
bumping along like, this is rocking it. It's all good. Oh shit!
I hadn't even started playing it by that point. I was still trying to find the fucking song. And
did you ever get to play it?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
Waiting for the tractor.
I genuinely can't remember.
He was sat there waiting for the tractor, mellowing out to it.
Or the tractor turns up behind him, going, "Doof, doof, 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 doof. That's the one. That's the
song I wanted." Yes. I'll try and find it. Darren, what have you got a story for us on this one?
Yeah, I got to the too cocky stage. You know, when you suddenly nailed reversing once you've passed your test and you've got past that stage where
I've done this one.
where you keep saying to people, just pass me test, mate. Couldn't tell us how I do this, could you? You know, that stage. Gone past that, and I've got to the cocky stage where I'm like, yeah, I can slap that on there, no problem, right? All I've got to do is put that wheel there, bosh, job done. And I started doing it too quick, so every time,
typical.
And I did this one reverse, and there was.
Do you think it's the fact that you're trying to kind of compete with the other drivers?
Yeah, I think we do that, don't we? It's like you just kind of prove that because you know people are watching you.
This
is
the one-handed steering, isn't it? When you get to that point, you're just like, yeah, I'm on it.
Well, I was backing around this corner, and there's one of those bells that you see on the corner, you know, those big metal bell things that you see on the corner. Right, so I've gone razzing it round there backwards. I've got a full house on the trailer. I took out all three wheels.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
All three.
Oh, you actually did.
Three.
Oh wow!
Wow!
I overcooked it and went, "Whoa, stop!" No, too late. So yeah, I'd only.
If you're gonna do it, you may as well do it properly.
Full house, yeah. I mean, I literally, I'd been past probably about. I'd passed my test probably about 2 months before. So yeah, that slapped me down. And now, ever since then, I'm like an old deer. Going backwards, I'm like, right, take it nice and steady. They can
but
wait.
It's always
Sodom.
smooth, isn't it? When you go steady, it's always smooth and looks good. So
yeah.
I just want to show you this, and David, you can put the full image, and I'll send it to you. There you go.
Oh wow!
How?
Okay. I was picturing the whole truck and trailer.
Yeah, I was.
Ended up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay.
I thought it was quite bad.
I've been stuck. I was. I don't know. It was basically sand. You know, it was I was trying to back up to a customer or whatever, and there was just in the desert cities, basically. I wouldn't call them desert cities, but cities where there's not a lot of grass. They have a tendency to have a lot of dry dirt. You know, basically. All right.
Yeah.
And I just got stuck. Honestly, my drives got stuck, and I couldn't get out of there. I tried so hard. And of course, every single time, constantly digging a bigger hole. And of course, I had to have a tow truck, a semi tow truck come pull me out.
Yeah.
But not because I was doing anything wrong. It was just, you know, I was new. I think that might have been even 3 months into my career. But as an again, we all know the laundry list of mistakes I've made as a truck driver. But
why do you think that these topics? We bring these like kind of interesting truck-related topics, and they always descend into this is one time I fucked up, right? And this is one time.
Because how many stories do you have that are that exciting it goes perfect without someone going, yeah, I've done that. And what?
It is a genuine issue that
I want to talk it through the stages. All right, so. As let's say your stages are, you're not a truck driver yet. You're excited. I believe that the first stage is excitement. Second stage is when you're at the school, and that excitement isn't there anymore. Now you're kind of scared. All right, a little bit, just a little bit scared.
So I don't think it's scared. I think it's
cautious.
I think there's anxiety of.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people, when they're going into this, I think they go into it knowing that. Like, so for instance, they'll go into it and they'll be like people at home, and they'll invest money into this, won't they? And so they'll have like a certain portion of their savings that they've put into this, and if they fail it, they're going to have to put in more money, and that kind of puts pressure on them to have to pass the first time.
Yeah,
and so there's that like I need to pass. Like, I need to pass this now. Again, even if you've got your boss, you don't want to have to go to your boss who's paid for this and say, yeah, you're going to have to pay more for me to retake my test. So I think there's that. I think maybe the anxiety, payment anxiety.
Okay, so anxiety is stage 2?
Yeah.
But I feel like
then...
that might be stage 3. I do believe they're scared because we can have more steps. You don't have to have, we don't have to blend the steps into one. But I do believe once you get into a truck, let me tell you, I quit truck driving. I quit school after the first week. I quit. I was like, I'm done.
you?
I can't do this. This is too scary. The thing is, I didn't even see the inside of a truck for the first week. All right. It was just the fact that I failed every single one of my DMV tests for the knowledge test, your general knowledge and all that. Your air brakes, your combination, your tankers, your hazmat. Failed them all miserably. I just couldn't do it. And then the fact that I failed that, and there was a little bit of anxiety. I was like, you know what? If I quit now, I get $3,000 back because it cost me $4,000. So I just like, you know what? Let's just get as much of it back as possible because I don't think this is going to work out. Of course, then the owner of the company ended up getting a hold of me, and then he brought me back to the yard where he keeps all the trucks, and then I actually find out what the inside of a truck looked like. Of course, this is pre-internet, so I literally had no idea how to even get into the compartment where they sleep. So I was like, oh, you just have to. Okay, I didn't realize. For some reason, I swore that you actually had to get into the sleeping compartment from the outside. I didn't know you could just hop in from your seat. Anyway, so it was a little bit of a relief. It was, and like, it's okay. Actually, you don't need to pass them right now. You just have to have them passed by the time you actually do your road test. I'm like, okay, so that was relief. Whatever, But yeah, I was scared, and then I became more, more relaxed now that everybody else was garbage at it.
But would that not be because one of the things that I had in my head was I can't do this, or I'm not cut out for this, which is a stage. I mean, I don't guess they don't necessarily all have to happen in the same order, but I think everyone still goes through that I can't do this stage. And the amount of people that I've talked to about that, and in fact, I think that can even happen before the I can't do this stage can happen. It can go on.
I had it
on
throughout it. Yeah, I had it on the reverse when I was doing my class 1. I was so excited to be in it, and then I literally kept fudging it up, and I was in tears, going, "I'm going to fail. I can't do this."
Well, yeah. I've got a story about the reverse there. This was it was in November, and the sun was behind me. And the examiner, she said, "Yeah."
So this sounds more like an excuse than a story, but go on.
You might be right.
The sun was behind me. There was a cat. It was pouring at the truck.
So I can remember my dad and my instructor both saying, you get 2 shunts, then you fail. But don't worry. Just stop. Take time. If you need a shunt, you need a shunt. It's 2 minors at the most. That's fine. A pass is a pass.
Space. Yeah.
So, right, I did this the first time I overcooked it. I thought, right, okay, going to have to take a shunt. Came back, overcooked it. Second shunt, I can't do this anymore. I've got to... This is the last shunt, so I took the shunt back, and I couldn't see. All I could see in the near side mirror was headboard, back mirror, offside mirror. All I could see was trailer, and I just stopped and I went, "That's it. What more can I do? I haven't got any more shunts. I failed. I put the handbrake on, turned it off. She came walking up the side, and she looked at me. She went, "Yeah, you can get out and have a look if you like." Now, this is no word of a lie. Okay, I'm not even exaggerating to the millimeter. It was in the box. The back of the trailer was perfect in the box.
Yeah.
The rest of it was pissed. But the trailer was...
But you were in it, yeah.
I was in it. And she said, "Are you happy with that?" And I just went, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine."
It's close enough.
I'll get back in the cab, right?
See, I did the opposite. I did the most perfect reverse you could ever imagine in my actual test. Like, the lead up to it was fail after fail, with the odd one went all right, a little bit sketchy, but then I went to the test center, and I don't know whether it was the nerves or what, but somehow I concentrated and I did literally the best reverse. I was so proud, and the bloke was like, "Don't even need to get out. You're fine. You're in." I was like, "Fucking sweet. I'm out." It was great.
By the way, that is our special guest you can hear in the background.
Yeah.
I don't think David's going to take that out.
I don't think I have the skills to do that.
I'm so sorry.
And somehow, despite his age, talks more sense than any one of us put together. There's something that's interesting about that I learned. So technically, if you don't touch the steering as such, or don't change the steering on that reversing maneuver. And if you drive forwards and then come back into the same position, so you haven't adjusted the steering, doesn't count as a shunt.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't. It doesn't count on a.
Well, if I'd have known that, I mean, why didn't you tell me that when I was taking the test, mate? Come on.
I apologise. I don't know. What was so? What we were up to now? The I can't do it stage, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suppose. Then you, I suppose at one stage you could probably say is, you're getting it stage. I'm like, oh wait, I think I'm getting it. All right, you're actually seeing that you're learning. I know. I believe that's one step. Of course, the step after that would be actually getting into the truck by the first time, and now you're stepping back a little bit, and now it's more scared again.
There's the overconfident stage as well.
That doesn't come next though.
I will just. Well, no, it doesn't. But I will just say, and this is a genuine thing. Is it if you are listening to this, because I do know we have some people who are planning on taking their HGV, they're looking into it. So we do have non-truck drivers who listen to this. Something I will say to you, with that I can't do this stage is.
Are you really giving advice right now, Tom?
Yeah, I genuinely am. Honestly, this is yes.
Okay.
My advice is this. You are not a snowflake. You are not some special snowflake. You are not unique. You are not some kind of like. You're not the first person who's gone through this. Everyone goes through this. Get over yourself. Crack on with it. There we are.
Yep.
That sounds very familiar.
All right. That's actually.
Yeah.
You did say this before.
Didn't you just say that in the last podcast?
You've definitely quoted this.
I believe
before.
the word for word.
Genuinely, it's something I do say to people because I've had to say it now so many times.
I think you said it actually when I was talking about Lydia last weekend.
I can't remember who it was, but I have said this a bunch of times. I've said this to people I've trained. I've said this to people that are looking to go into it, and it is something I have had to say a bunch of times over. And every single one of them thinks they're unique in this thing of, oh my God, I'm new, I'm there, and it's not. Even if I have said this again for the second time, this is just further proof that you are not. This is not some. This is not some kind of unique scenario where you're unable to get into it. You're not. You are. You will. You'll be absolutely fine. Crack on. Shut the f*** up.
Exactly. Yeah. I concur with that as well. I mean, the amount of people that I say to that are doing it, and I say, if you're not sure, ask. If a driver sits there, watches you and laughs, they're the idiot, not you for not being able to do it. Because for the first, 5 weeks of my driving career, I was constantly going, excuse me, mate, how do I back round into that bay? What you got to do is get over close to that fence and screw it over when you get to there and you'll be all right. Right, okay, took me a few shunts, but I'd asked. Do you know what I mean? And I found that. And you do learn, but you're absolutely right what you say.
I see a lot of people don't realize they can do that. They go because trucking is such a crazy, unique career. I believe that people need to know that they can ask people. Like the chances of anybody ever saying no to helping out is very slim. A lot of times, like I've approached people who have been struggling backing up, and I try to give them advice, and basically sometimes it's just unwanted, and but it's necessary, dude. But of course, I've learned. I'm like, you know what? Maybe not everybody wants my fantastic, brilliant advice, but sometimes you just got to learn. As like, oh, okay. So I've learned to approach it. Hey, by the way, hey, if you need any hands, I'm over here. I can spot you. Just let you know I'm here if you need it. All right,
David.
But as
I swear to God, if you're leading up to a plug of your f***ing app again, I swear to God,
caught red-handed.
Sorry, what? David, what app's this? What app is this?
Okay, fair enough. I have to ask. I have to answer. I have to answer. The game is called My Trucking Skills. You can get an iOS, Android, and if you go to mytruckingskills.com, you can get the PC version. There you go. I'm sorry, I didn't want to plug. Yeah, okay.
No.
I'm going to look for it. I'm going to look for it.
I tried this time. I genuinely tried this time. I don't know.
The only thing I do find...
Would that be the one there?
That's the one right there. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
The only thing I do find is when you...
Checks in the mail.
I'm trying to move this on now, so stop talking about it.
Right.
Go on. What?
Well, I was going to say, cause I want to hear about your topic, because your topic kind of leads on from this. David, you give me the look of, are we allowed to move on from that? No, we're okay. We're okay.
We're doing it.
I don't want to get shouted at again.
So mine was, effectively leading on to this. So when we were talking about getting overconfident, so as you all probably know, I've been in the Arctic. Last week I was training Lydia, and she smashed out, did awesome. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe I've got this down. Maybe I'm pretty much a pro myself. So I was a bit poorly this week, as you can tell by the cough. And it was Monday, and I had Logan with me because he was a bit poorly as well. And I went to go and load up at the bay down in Paignton, where we are. And that's fine. That's all easy. And then I asked the guy on the swing shovel. I said, the Asda just up the road, is there an industrial estate? And he goes, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. So me being me, took that as gospel. I'll get in. I'll turn around. It'll be fine. So I drive into this estate, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is a bit tighter than I like. And I get down to the bottom, and I think, I can't turn around here. I'll go a bit further. I'll go down this big hill. And I get to the bottom, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't go back that way now. I've got to turn around. And there's cars in front of me, and then there's cars to the side of me, and I'm just like, oh crap, I've got to do this reverse, like this blindside reverse. And I was sweating it by this point. And I drove forward, and I kept shunting, and I couldn't get around it because I was panicking myself, and I was getting myself in such a state. And I was thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm so wrong. What is wrong with me? I almost was at the point of having a meltdown, crying in this middle of this car park, thinking I need to ring the transport manager to get him to come and save me. I was like, no, Chloe, I'm a pro. I can do this.
Did you get out though?
I did. Honestly, it took me like 20 million shunts, and all these people were watching me like I'd never done it before.
It was
so embarrassing.
I had an incident this week.
Yeah.
This week?
So
wow, nice and fresh.
Oh no, it was bad. It was really bad. So, well, okay, right. Oh no, it is a bad story, and I probably shouldn't tell it. But
I think you should
YOLO.
now, yeah.
So I was recording. For Except for Access. I'm doing this whole thing on
shameful plug.
I'm doing this thing.
You reminded him about his app.
So I was recording, and I'm doing this episode basically on this poor lad who got stuck in a field, and how we shouldn't basically how like this is a snapshot. No. It was basically, I'm saying this is a snapshot of a driver at their absolute worst, and we shouldn't judge them because people make mistakes. I mistakenly have driven through a weight restriction. I was under pressure on time, and I was trying to record. And I'll be honest with you, I don't normally record on roads like that, but because I was trying to get back to the yard and trying to do it, and I had to do this final scene, and I'll be honest with you, for the first time, I actually, I missed this bloody sign. So I went through, and I drove down this road, and it curved round to the left, and I could see it curving round to the right quite sharply. I thought, I'll be able to get through there. It's no problem at all. And there's a traffic light. And I thought, well, that's a bit strange, having a traffic light just there. It must be very narrow. And as I draw forwards, I see this sign above saying 9 foot.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, no, there was nothing. There was nothing, because sometimes, so weight restriction, we have to drive through weight restrictions. So I do usually look out for them, but it's not as kind of.
It's normally like a recommendation, isn't it?
To an extent, yeah. So it's not not one of these ones where I'm like, it doesn't draw my attention as much as if it had a height
Except for
sign. It did say except for access to this place. So, but if it had said 9-foot bridge ahead, I'd have been like, yep, can't go down there. That's not a problem at all. It would have caught my attention, but there was no sign saying that. And I think because it said basically there's a weight restriction on it, except for access, I think they just assumed that
you could go through, or no one would go. Yeah.
Anyways, I went bloody through it, went to this thing, and then traffic started stacking up behind me. Traffic started stacking up in front of me. And then this guy, so I'm looking at it, and this guy comes up and goes, I don't think you'll get through there, mate. I'm like, no, won't get through there. I'll be in a convertible if I tried. So then I had to try and reverse with people trying to get around me. People were trying to get around me from the front, around me from the back, and I had to do this bloody jackknife maneuver. Oh, it was bad. Thing is, I've got it all on camera. Never going to show that footage to anyone. It's getting deleted.
Surely you'll show it to me.
Yeah,
I might show it to you. It's so bad. It's bad. Like that was I think one of the biggest cock-ups I've done. Well, no, there was a roof, but we won't talk about that.
I think you should own that. I think you should own it.
I had a pretty big cock-up.
We'll see.
Not recently. Literally, it was my very first run to the East Coast area. I was on the way. I was in the Chicago area, and back then we didn't have GPSs. Back in the Stone Age. So, but we had good directions. Like I had it all written out, how many miles they're going to be on this road and everything. That's just basically how they did it. And I took, it was like an exit, I don't know, like 55A and there was a 55B, but I ended up taking the A instead of the B or something, you know what I mean? So yeah. I was like, all right, that's fine. But immediately it came to a toll booth, and there's nobody occupying it. And you just got to put the money in and it'll go up. But there was, all I had was dollar coins. For some reason I had a ton of dollar coins. All right, but the only things that they were accepting were notes and quarters. I'm like, God damn it!
Oh, no.
So I look at the camera and I showed them the money, and then I ended up like it was for semi trucks it was like $5, and so then I ended up throwing 10 in. I'm like, that'll keep you happy, won't it? Hope just don't give me a ticket. I'm looking right at the camera just in case, So okay, all I have to do is to take the next exit and then loop around. And of course, there was no loop around. So once I took the exit, I had to keep going. You know what I mean? Remember now, it's like a week and a half into my career by myself driving. All right. And so I was like, oh, there's no left-hand turn or right-hand turn to get back on the freeway. So I just I'm going to keep going. All right, I'll find a place to turn around. All right. Now, it's nighttime. Wonderful. So, and I get to a road.
The story just gets worse and worse as it goes on.
Yeah. So, and now the road is kind of dark, and I see a sign and 10-ton limit. I'm like, oh crap. I'm 40 ton. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. I went right over it. All right. So I went over it. And then, all right, I'm still looking around. Of course, at nighttime, I'm still trying to find a place to get turned around. Couldn't find it. And another bridge, 10-ton limit. Oh, well, I've already, all right, I guess this career is not going to last very long. All right. So I kept going, and I finally found a place to pull over. And it was next to a gas station. And so I go into the gas station. I ask for directions to the whatever freeway. I can't remember what freeway it was. So the guy is trying to give directions to me. And like I told him, like, that's my semi up there. I was like, oh, you shouldn't be here. No shit. All right. So, but somebody overheard. And like, I'm actually heading to that freeway right now. I'm like, for real? Oh, cool. So just follow me. And this is my car. And so I just followed them all the way to the freeway. They gave me a wave and I gave them a honk of the horn. And okay, now I got my bearings back and now I knew. But anyway, it was just, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't tell anybody. So again, this is long time ago. So I'm sure
there was no longer a bridge there.
But
did you ever hear about Scott Andrews? He and every time someone says they'll come and meet me, I always think about this. So there's someone called him up. Do you know about this story? So someone called him up and was like, "You call this person up," and the guy was like, "I'll come and meet you, and I'll be in this whatever vehicle like here." Anyways, this vehicle turns up and he starts following it down to this track. Turns out he's following the wrong person. just happens to be another farmer.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
And because of that, whenever I'm meeting someone, I always say, I need you to get out of the vehicle and acknowledge, not just wave, I need you to really acknowledge that you are the correct person.
Yeah, he
Chances
followed the
that
wrong.
some random dude.
What's going on?
Dude just waved at him.
No, what it was it was a tree. He said he'd phoned the farmer, and the farmer said, "I'll come and find you, and I'll take you to the farm." He says, "Okay, great." So
he's just expecting a farmer, right?
Parked up on see a tractor, and he looks over and he waved at the tractor driver. Of course, the tractor driver waved back. So, that's my man. Off we go.
Oh no!
So because of that, I always tell them you have to get out, and I need you to acknowledge that you are the correct person, because that is as silly as it is. That is a mistake that's way too easy to make.
Yeah,
it's just far too easy to make. So I'm always a bit panicky about it. We're gonna have to speed this along a little bit. We have rambled on about shite, and I want to hear about that's the podcast, isn't it, really? I want to hear about your topic, Darren. So David, you get to save yours for the next one. You're welcome.
My topic is health and fitness whilst we're out and about in trucks. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've lost over 3.5 stone in weight.
You know what? When you came on, genuinely, I was actually going to say, I'm not saying I was checking you out, but
he was
how
checking
you
you out.
Wow.
How you doing?
You go with that joke? No, it. You're never going with that joke. Yeah. How you doing?
So yeah, because shall I carry on?
Yeah, just carry on, for the love of Christ.
Well, I'll show you a picture now. This for me is quite hard to show publicly, because it's like I used to be embarrassed in my body, but that's kind of where I went from to where that's April there.
Wow, that's
so
nice. Good.
So that's I've lost 3.5 stone. I've lost more than that now. I've started to build muscle mass, and I'm feeling great. But one of the things I tend to do, like for example, not last night, the night before, it was a nice sunny evening, so I got out and I've got my bands. I've got like some exercise bands. I'll go for a little run up and down and do some HIIT training. So I'm working my cardio. I'm doing some weights, all this kind of stuff by the side of the truck. And people look at you and go, what's he up to? What is he up to? But you know what? Mentally and physically, I feel absolutely amazing. I can't tell you what a difference it's made to my life. And I think it would be, it's so overlooked. We all sit in the cab, we've had a day at work, and we finish and we're like, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to have my meal, put my feet up, watch some telly, go to bed, and that's it, Whereas even just 10 minutes a day can make a massive, massive difference. And I'm kind of getting to that point now where I'm quite passionate about it. And I see guys, I've over the last 12 months, I've known of 4 people just drop dead, just gone because of their visceral fat, because of heart attacks and things like this.
Oh,
and
wow.
you think, guys, come on, you're driving a 44-ton wagon, 44 tons ploughing whilst you've had a heart attack, ploughing down the motorway.
It's quite a scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Should we not be thinking, right, hang on a minute, if not for me, for other people, should I be making sure that I'm fitter and healthier?
Yes, that's asking a lot of people.
As well, yeah.
I know you're correct. There is no doubt. There's no flaw what you're saying, but people are selfish. They really are. They're not, instead of if they're going to do it, they're going to do it for themselves. Now, I'm trying to do it for my kids, because I'm at my kid. I was at a good weight, and then I stopped working out and I stopped eating healthy and all that kind of stuff. But of course, then as soon as we decided we were going to have a kid, I'm like, all right, I got to get my together. I was trying to do it for him, but for me, I want to be able to keep up with him, because I'm having a kid. I had a kid at a pretty late. I was at 40 years old. For me, that's late, and I want to be able to keep up with him. I want to be able to play soccer and basketball and all that kind of stuff with him, But I was trying to I want to do it for me so I can keep up with him. You know what I mean? That's it. But when I like the topic. All right, when it comes to fitness, I was training to be a bodybuilder at one point. All right, when my buddy was training to be a bodybuilder, and I was doing everything that he was doing. I was eating the exact same way, and I was working out with him. I was at the gym for 2 hours, and then I play basketball in the gym with people for like an hour. So I was hardcore, and but then I went over to road truck driving. All right. I looked pretty good. I was very, very proud of myself. Like from not being able to do one pull-up to be able to do 15, I loved it. I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about food. I learned what not to eat and what you can eat, especially it was a high protein diet. I was basically eating around 35 ounces of chicken a day, which is quite a lot of protein. All right. But a lot of it was prepping. I would prep my meals. I would basically have a freezer inside my truck that I could keep everything frozen. As well, the equipment that you can have in your truck. Now, I have basically a mansion compared to what you guys have in because our semi trucks, there's a lot of room. I literally installed a pull-up bar.
Caravan, aren't you?
Yeah. Basically, it's like a caravan. Yeah, but I installed a pull-up bar, so that was great. I was able to do that. I had dumbbells. I had your resistance bands. There's a million things you can do with just with the resistance bands, but there's definitely.
For me, the mental health as well, the just being healthier and fitter. The mental health side of it.
I felt so. I wasn't tired anymore. Like I was constantly tired before I started working out, and then I just got healthier, And I needed at least one nap a day, every day. And I was falling asleep at the wheel. Well, I wouldn't actually fall asleep, but I would nearly fall asleep. My eyes are getting heavy, so I got to take the next exit.
Well, they say
pull
like
over
that
for half
blink,
an hour.
isn't it? Like micro sleep and all that.
Oh, yeah. The amount of times I've had that,
I feel so much better. So much better. Mentally and physically. And it shows as well. I won. I did a competition. I think this is what helped me out. I did a Transform Your Body in 12 Weeks competition with 10 other people, and I came first.
Oh wow! Nice one.
Yeah, so that pleased me. That was last week that I got the results of that. But yeah, and I just think I'd like to know what other people think about this. Whether we should do, even like I say, just 10 minutes of cardio or something each day, or
mandatory.
Maybe go for a walk. Just why not?
Oh, absolutely, why not? It's just that you can't force people to do something they don't want to do.
You can. You will.
Oh, you're CPC now.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, my God.
You wait. It won't take long.
Do not... maybe we shouldn't broadcast this, because this is the sort of thing the government, someone in London will jump on this, and next to fours, there'll be healthy living for truckers or something like that, and there'll be are your truckers to a gold standard of healthy living? If they don't do at least 15 push-ups every single time they do a delivery, they can't come in, the bastards.
You got to prove it as well.
Videotape it,
yeah. 15 push-ups. Get out right now. Do it right now. Oh no! I'm gonna do 10. Please let me in. I need to deliver the Cocoa Pops. Oh God, no! What has happened? What has happened right now?
But it's just go on, Chloe.
My stay fit is climbing up and down on skip lorries.
For stuff like that, it is, yeah.
And that's not really helping me. How many reps can you do up and down a skip lorry?
It is quite physical. Well, I found when I was working for Travis, I was in the best shape of my life. Like I was properly in good shape.
Yeah,
and I was picking up. So a lot of the time, it was quicker to drop the sides of the truck, and if you had 200, quarter of a ton of plasterboards, it was quicker to just grab the buggers off, and it wasn't set up the crane and stuff, and just pie it off and it's like you could run it in someone's house, and you could be like, I mean, I worked it out at one point. I was lifting up to about 1.5 tons a day of like different items and stuff like that, and like I wasn't struggling with it at all. I was absolutely beasting it. If you asked me to do that now, I probably wouldn't able to 25 kilo of it.
I mean, to be fair, I used to before lorry driving. To be fair, I was fit as a fiddle. I used to cycle like 40 miles a day, and then I'd go and do haymaking and hoist around 20 kilo bales of hay and hoist.
I think
things. And that was completely different to what I do now.
Yeah, I think there's different jobs as well, isn't there? Like, for example, if you're a multi-drop driver, you're class 2 multi-drop driver, and you're doing sort of
in and out,
in and out. I'm down the cab, drawing the curtains all the time. I think you're going to be burning those calories off. You're going to be needing to eat the carbs and things like that. Whereas, if like me, you're doing long distance. I mean, I'm doing sort of like 300 miles a day, whatever, and I'm sitting there doing nothing for the best part of the day. I think that's when you start picking up the Mars bar and you start chopping
easily
the crap, and that's
they're so good.
Yeah, they are. I still like them. But...
I've been eyeing up. We've got those Stas trailers that when they start lifting, they automatically unlock the back doors, so I don't have to get out and walk to the back.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
I don't want one of them.
Manual one that keeps you active.
Yeah, no, but right. My point was
the only
it's
time
more the
that's
fact
good
that
is in mud.
This is my point, so I don't have to walk in the mud anymore. But it does mean that tiny little bit of exercise that I was getting, that only little bit. I mean, I don't even have to get out and de-sheet it. It just have to press the button. It does it for me.
Yeah, so that's why I like the skips.
My most active truck driving job was hustling. Basically, I was the yard jockey, or I'm trying to think what you guys call it. Basically, that truck that backs the trailers up all day. All right. So
Shunting.
I would.
Shunter, yeah.
Oh, is it shunter?
Okay. Hustler.
Yeah, so it's just hostler. That's what they're called in America. Well, some parts of America they're called hostlers. But anyway, there's so many names. Yard jockey, goat driver. But I know, right?
Goat driver.
But yeah, because those things are those small trucks that have the fifth wheel that just raise up and down. All right. Of course, I was doing it in a semi truck. All right. So I was doing it in like a full size semi truck, and I would, I'd connect to a trailer, get out, connect the airlines, run to the back of the truck, open the doors, crank the landing gear, and then get back in, back it up, get out again. The amount of times that I had to get in and out of my truck and walk all the way to the back and forward just to close the doors. And I would do that 50, 60 times a day. And of course that would be that's how many trailers there are, and then I'd have to redo it again. It was just I became proper fit after that. I was just constantly going all day, and I loved it. And it really helped me with my skill in backing as well, because I was backing up all day. So anyway,
that's
nice.
But you learned a lot from it. Yeah
they say that's the best job to do, don't you? If you just pass your test, get a shunter's job.
Yeah absolutely.
Does it actually require a class 1? Because you're not taking it onto road,
no,
do you?
You don't.
You don't. No, you just
there you go.
In the yard.
Right, okay. So our top tip for the episode is when you've got your class 1,
don't drive.
Become a shunter driver and don't drive. Don't drive. That's what we're saying here. Thank you for listening to this trucking podcast. Apparently. Jesus Christ. Right, okay. I think that's the end of the show. Has anyone got anything that they would like to plug? David, you're not allowed to.
Not me.
Has anyone else got anything else that they want to plug?
Yeah, I do actually. I've got another channel of my own, which is 360 Trucking. It's all trucking in 360, so you can move the camera around, you can have a look and watch what I'm doing, what the road's doing, and everything else.
That's cool.
I'm genuinely going to check that out. It's not a plug. I'm genuinely going to check this out. Me and David have just had a massive conversation about this before the podcast. There's no word of a lie. We've actually been talking about it and talking about how technically I didn't know you had it. So I'm going to have a check. I will check that out.
Cool. Thank you.
Chloe?
Skip Chick Southwest, as always. I do skips.
Wow, that was very delayed there. I've got Except for Access. David, just get it done. Come on.
No, I will not.
No. You want to listen?
I put a lot of work into this, so I'm going to do it. Yes. All right. So we have My Trucking Skills. There's a European version coming out really soon. You can go to my YouTube channel called My Trucking Skills, where you can actually learn how to back up from all the advice that I can possibly give you. Anyway, so
Why
yeah.
can't you have a back for all of us?
The background?
Why can't I have an awesome background?
Well,
Because
okay.
you've got a green screen, you dickhead.
Well, David can put me one up.
No, I can't. I literally have
He's
to have
in America. He's in California. How is he supposed to come round?
Just put a
Yeah,
picture up,
David, just
Duncan.
get on the fire and come
My
up with
green
your
screen.
Get your own bloody green screen, you lazy bitch.
You
Everybody
need
should have the green screen.
blanket. A green sheet. Just a green sheet will do.
I'm on it.
Right. Anything else? Nothing else?
That's it.
Yeah?
No, we're
right.
out.
Grand job.
We're good.
Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, how did you get this far? And we shall see you next time.
Bye-bye.
I'm just going to stop it now. Yeah.
See ya.
Everyone say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
We just
Bye.
did.
More
Bye.
bye. More
Good
bye.
luck, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.